In this video, I'm going to discuss the Mecc fin training for retirement savings April of 2024. So first question is, what's the inflated value of a dollar today? And here we got our dynamic inputs. So this is looking at the expected inflation. So for this one, that's just going to be equal to 1 star parentheses 1 plus C27 in parentheses caret 10. Next one, we're looking to see what is the projected salary in year 20. So this is going to be equal to C23, the salary, star, parentheses, 1 plus C27, the inflation rate, caret 20, to get the answer there. Next one, looking at projected contribution retirement savings in year 1. So what's happening here is you contribute 8%, and then the employer matches 3. So our expected contribution the first year will be equal to C23, star, parentheses, 1 plus C27, in parentheses, star, C24. So basically the salary adjusted amount times C24, the savings rate. And then for this next one, we did the same thing again. I was able just to drag that down, the bottom right cross here, bottom black cross. If I can get that to go, there we go. Okay. And then that changes to C25 because now we're looking for the employer match. Next one, the expected dollar return in year 1. That's going to be equal to the two previous H39 plus H40, parentheses around those, star C26 over 2. And the reason for that is you're going to get a nominal return in this example, my example, 4%, but that's going to be halved because it's made during the year. And during the year you make the contribution, you only get half the return. And then this last one here, let's say, what is your expected dollar return year 1? We did that one. Next one is a little bit more complicated. So this is the sum of H39 to H41, star, parentheses, 1 plus C26, plus 1 plus C26 over 2, star, parentheses, C23, star, parentheses, C24 plus C25, in parentheses, star, 1 plus C27, in parentheses, caret 2. So basically the previous, all of those contributions again, but now in the second year, so those are squared. And then the contributions, you only get half of your nominal return versus previously you get that full return. So now once we see this sort of equation, it's going to make more sense to run kind of like an amortization table where we're tracking the balances over time. Next one was, what is the real value of your retirement balance? So we'll just take what we found in the previous one, equal H42 over parentheses 1 plus C27 caret 2. And then now we will begin the table. And you could actually go back and do that table for this one too if you don't like that equation. So to do that, what I did down here below is I put in time, and this goes to, the problem says it can go up, or it's supposed to go up to 50 years, and that's what the questions go to. So put time 1 through 50. So I'll just retype some of these here. So time 1, 2, highlight those, and then send it down to 50. I'm going to go ahead and do a total column. I'll do a total row here as well. And then we'll do our amortization. So next one's beginning balance. So this will be 0. The salary is equal to C23 star 1 plus C27. And I've anchored that one because I'm going to copy this table for that last problem. Employees is going to be equal to C24 fully anchored star C54. You can send that down, bottom right black cross. The employer in my cell E54, that's going to be equal to C54 star C25 fully anchored. And then you can bottom right black cross, send that down. The return is going to be equal to the beginning balance, equal B54, the beginning balance, star C26. So whatever your beginning balance is, you get that full return, plus C26 fully anchored /2, so you get half the return of the contributions in the year, star parentheses D54 plus E54 in that parentheses. So then my ending balance is going to be the beginning balance B54 plus D54 plus E54 plus F54. So I can bottom right black cross and send those down. Beginning balance is equal to G54. So then you can bottom right or bottom right black cross, send that down. And then your adjusted salary beginning in time 2 and then moving forward is equal to the previous salary, C54, star parentheses 1 plus C27 fully anchored, and then send that one all the way down. So then once that has occurred, going back to this one here as an example, if I don't like that one, that 10,764.97, I can reference it in the table. So now this one would just be equal to this one here. And then that formula auto adjusts, that one's fine. This next problem is we want to add up the retirement contributions of both employee and employer over the whole time. So that's going to be sum equals sum, parentheses D104 colon E104. And that coming back down here, that would be these numbers, which I don't think I've shown you yet. So in cell D104, that's equal to sum D54 colon D103. And then I can drag that across, bottom right black cross, but there's your formula for E104 equals sum, parentheses E54 colon E103. And then there's my total returns for the period if you wanted those as well. That's an F. So F104 is the sum of F54 colon F103. And then we're going to reference D104 and 105 in this one here where I add those two up. Excuse me, D104 and E104, add those up. Next one is what's the projected retirement balance at the end of 40 years. So we're looking at the ending balance for this particular category here in the 40th year. So there's 40 and 50 being 103. So the 40th 193 is this one here, and G93 and then G103. We want to know the real value. So to calculate real value, I added an H column, real wealth. So this one is equal to, for this particular equation that you bottom right black cross and down, it's equal to G54, the ending balance, slash parentheses 1 plus C27 fully anchored, in parentheses caret A54, which is the time. So then the last one here, that 50th one, is in my cell H103. That's that figure there, discounted 50 times. And then another way to do it is equal H46, the previous one, slash parentheses 1 plus C27 in parentheses caret 50. But I do the real wealth one because this next one is asking for what year does the real wealth or projected retirement balance exceed real wealth target. In this example, mine was $1 million. So it doesn't hit in this one. $1 million is not found in there. I need to attempt to look it up. So here's the long function they used if you don't have XLOOKUP. So I did equal if H103 greater than C28, if that's true, then I did an index function parentheses A54 colon A103 comma match parentheses C28 comma H54 to H103 comma 1 in parentheses in parentheses. So basically I'm trying to match whatever that target real wealth is. I'm trying to find it in the H column and then return back to me in what year does that happen. And interesting enough, it's always off by 1 when it works, so I had to add 1 here. It's kind of a troubleshooting tip there. I added 1 there to actually get the correct year. Because for some reason, 0 does an exact match, doesn't work, and then -1 does the greater match, greater than, but it doesn't work. So I added 1 to it. And then I do comma for if you don't find it in the table, or if this first piece isn't true, then we just report back, quote, goal not met, end quotes. And that's how we report back text in Excel. I use the same function format for this one here. This particular problem, what we're having to do though is instead we're doubling the savings rate. So you can do the data table as discussed in the video, or what I did here is I literally just copy and pasted this previous table. So you can just copy paste, whoops, all of that. And then I pasted it over here. And then the only adjustment you're able to make if you fully anchored and did everything correctly, the employee here, you just star that by 2 because that's you're doubling your savings. And then I bottom right black cross send that down, and then everything else auto adjust. So now I'm referencing this column and the P column, and essentially it's the same thing. So it's equal if parentheses P103 is greater than C28. If that is true, we find it, and then if it's not, we report back goal not met. All right, so then as usual, once we get all those in, I double check and verify answers, reset it a couple of times, verify, and then we're good to go.